Hey guys, I know you can't see me. I've got this elaborate setup involving my camera tripod and several hair bows and the piano back stand, and it's really quite a work of art. But anyway, so I'm not going to show my face on this video, except maybe briefly. Hi. And that was probably very unflattering, but I wanted to go over a few hymn playing ideas for some songs regarding the left-hand octave movement. We've talked about the 5 types of octave movement, and maybe some of you have been practicing those, but I wanted to give you just a few ideas of how to implement those in your hymn playing. One of the things that I tell my students is that not everyone is going to play the same song the same way. Even if they have the same teacher, learn the same principles, have the same tools, your individual personality will begin to show through in your hymn playing as you develop, which is a good thing. So I wanted to give you just a few ideas for some common hymns that you will probably be singing in your church. Every church has a little bit different repertoire of songs, and depending on the hymn book that you use, depending on the age of the congregation, there are a lot of different factors in that. The area of the country can factor into that as well. But regardless of say, I'm going to pick some favorites, not my personal favorites necessarily, but favorites that most churches sing. Today I'm going to give just a little bit of an example of Standing on the Promises and try to show you the different places that you can put the stepwise and the open fifth and those type of things in various ways. And I will leave it to you to pick out the way that you like to do it best and implement that. Keep in mind as we go, your best octave movement is in contrary motion. The song Standing on the Promises I've picked out, it's in the key of B flat, and it has a very stagnant bass line, and the melody line doesn't move a whole lot in the chorus. Sometimes we get a little bit bored with what we're doing. There's a lot that you can do in this, and I'm going to first play it just as written, just the first part of it probably, through the chorus, and then show you some variations that you can do. So here we go with as written in the book. Okay, you've got a lot of B flat, a lot of E flat, a little bit of F in there, but mostly just B flat and E flat. So first of all, I'm going to do probably 4-note chords and octaves in the right hand in the melody, which you can or can't pay attention to that if that's not the focus of this. But I want to go through the bass hand and try some. First of all, we'll do the put in some stepwise motion and show you what a difference just that makes. That's one way of doing it, using stepwise motion. Another way that you could start the verse is by using the open fifth. I'm sure you saw that and you saw what I intended to do, and we're all good. Anyway, just keeping it real. Not only did I do the stepwise and the open fifth, you also saw some octave leaps, some chord outlines. They're all interspersed in there. You don't want to have always everything the same. For example, you don't want to put all stepwise movement in. First of all, it does not fit. And if you use only stepwise movement in all of your songs, it starts to become like pizza. And you may be like, what are you talking about? Okay, everybody loves pizza. Pizza is great. There are so many varieties, but you don't want to eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day the rest of your life. The same with your hymn playing. You want just as you want to balance your meals with a little bit of vegetable, a little bit of meat, a little bit of carbs, or whatever you want to put in there, you want to balance your left hand octave movement. You don't want to have so much of one thing that it's neglectful of the other areas. So with that in mind, let's go through this one more time and try to put in just a few little things. So I threw a few extra things in there on the right hand that you want to study, maybe you want to go over. But this is basically several different variations of one way to play one hymn. So check it out. Try a few things. Try to remember which direction you're going as far as your melody, contrast with your bass. If it's really busy in the right hand, keep your left hand a little simpler. Some of these you may not even be ready for yet, and you may think, oh, that's too much information. Watch the video, watch it as many times as you need to, and start small. Start implementing just stepwise movement where you can. This will give you some good ideas. I try to play it at not too fast a tempo so that you can actually see my hands moving. But anyway, that's all for today, and we'll see you next time.